What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping in. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button right now if you don't mind. Hit that little bell notification as well. You don't want to miss out. I do 3 videos every single week. I try, at least, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So I'm sure there's something out of the almost 500 videos that I have uploaded to this point that might be of interest to you. So check out the rest of the channel if you get a little bit of time on your hands. But right now, today, we are talking about 6 of the cheapest upgrades that I made to my Q50 over the last couple of years. By cheap, I mean right around $100 or less. And because I say cheap though, don't let that make you believe that they are unimportant, because as you'll see in this list, several of them regularly make my favorite upgrade list. So let's dive right into this thing. In no particular order, we'll start with number 1, and I'm gonna say those are my rear bumper sequential tail lights. I got the smoked ones. There are a couple of different options available, but I really like how these look in the car. They replace the factory reflector in that rear bumper. It gives a little bit of flash, I guess you could say, right? But I think it actually adds to the safety of the vehicle because it's additional brake light. But I do like the sequential turn signals. It seems to grab people's attention from behind, and it also gives you sort of a unique look in your car. But I think it's a great upgrade, and they're like 60 bucks. It's hard to beat that. Speaking of sequential turn signals, I'm gonna say the sequential turn signals for your side view, your mirrors, your side mirrors. I think that's a great upgrade too. This is right around, you can find them. I'll put links in the description below to all of these, but I think the price of these is right around like 115, 120, maybe 150 bucks, but it's right in that $100 to $150 range, and I think that's a great upgrade as well. Really, that sequential turn signal up on your mirrors, it kind of takes your car to another level. I really like it. It's one of my favorite upgrades, and that's a must-have for me. Number 3 on this list, I'm gonna say, is the front splitter. I actually got mine from Amazon. It's the typical 3-piece Amazon special, but it adds a whole new dimension to your Q50 for the sport version as well as the non-sport version like I had to go with. It makes that non-sport bumper look a lot more aggressive. It gives you sort of a lower profile, kind of widens out that front end a little bit. It looks more sleek, it looks more aggressive, and it was a must-have. And if you install it properly, a little bit of tape, some fender washers, and don't use screws, use some small bolts, like 8 or 10 millimeter bolts with those fender washers. Mine's been on the car for like 3 years, no problems at all. Looks great, has held up really well, no complaints whatsoever, and that was like 85 bucks. I think you can still find them. Again, I'll try to put links in the description below. I think you can find them from 85 to 110, something like that. Not too bad, whether it's on Amazon or eBay. There's options out there, but it's a big difference. If you guys have been following along, you know we're giving away this custom steering wheel for your Q50. It's for the 2014-2017 Q50, so keep that in mind. This thing looks great. It was in my personal Q50 for a couple of years. Piano black, perforated leather, silver carbon fiber accent, and the little silver, or the gloss black thumb grippers. This thing looks sick. Head over to that video, get yourself entered to win. The instructions are very simple. The entry period runs through Saturday, November 19th, and the winner will be announced in a dedicated giveaway winner video on Sunday, November 20th, and not before. There were a couple of scammers out there trying to ruin everybody's day. I will not send you a telegram. I'm not gonna ask you for money. I'm going to make a dedicated winner giveaway, so anything before that, it's just a scam. Don't listen to it. But go over to that giveaway video, get yourself entered to win. Good luck to everyone. Let's get on with this video. So we got a couple left before we get to my very favorite cheap upgrade for the Q50. But number 4 is the Z1 silicone intake tubes. Now this is specific to the VQ37 Q50, 14s and 15s. But there are various silicone tube options available for the Q50 platform in general. So take a look at those. These just happen to be on my list. They're right around 120 bucks, something like that. So a really inexpensive upgrade. Performance-wise, you're not going to really get performance out of them necessarily, but they do help insulate your intake air a lot better than those rubber tubes from the factory. That silicone just helps to keep the engine bay heat out of your intake air, and obviously keeping the intake air cool is better for performance as your engine bay temps increase. But with that being said, they look a lot better under the hood. They free up some space in your engine bay, and they just look a lot better overall. So I can't complain. They fit good, they look good, there's color options available, and they're only 120 bucks, so they gotta make the list for sure. Now, number 5 is a great upgrade on its own, but in combination with an entire package, it really makes a big difference. But I'm gonna say these are stainless steel braided brake lines. whether you have the sport model Q50 or you have the non-sport. Even the non-sport the baby brakes, the baby Akebonos, paired with stainless steel braided brake lines, it's a substantial upgrade. Especially if you're in spirited driving situations regularly, where that brake fluid gets really hot, it heats up your rubber brake lines, and that's where you start to get that brake fade or that squishy pedal. The stainless steel lines, they stay rigid and firm when that brake fluid heats up, and allows you to keep the brake pressure up and your brakes performing properly under those strenuous scenarios. But again, in combination with better pads, and the big brake upgrade or the sport brakes, that's going to be a great braking combination. But again, on its own, that was just an upgrade I made with some more aggressive pads. Those stainless brake lines made a heck of a difference in how my Q50 would perform in corners and decelerating really quickly. So that made the list, and they're only $100 or less. So I think that's a great upgrade to pursue in terms of overall performance of your Q50. And finally, my favorite, number 6 on the list, number 1 in my heart, is a $14 upgrade that everybody needs to make to their Q50, and that is the center console organizer. It eliminates the deep, dark abyss that is the Q50 center console. It allows you a spot to put your phone or some change or sunglasses or your draggy device. It allows you to pass through the phone charger through it. It just helps really organize that. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you don't have this organizer, open your center console and you just see it's just a deep pit filled with nonsense. Receipts and change and glasses and pens and this and that. This organizer tray made a massive difference. It's one of the first things that I purchased for the Q50, and it has been on my favorites list since the very beginning. So no different today. And again, only being $14, it definitely has to make the list of best cheap upgrades for your Q50. I hope you guys like this list. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Check out the links in the description if you're interested in any of these things. These are all must-haves. Now, there are a number of cheap upgrades that you can make to your Q50, and I've made most, if not all of them. But these are my 6 favorite that really stand out to me. But again, there's many, many more, and I have videos on every single modification that has been made to my Q50, along with installation processes and reviews and testing. So check out the channel if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys following along. Thank you very much for watching this video. We'll see you in the next one.